Up. I feel like
a week is a long time in between that week. Especially
and I didn't see you
days.
guys on Saturday, so let me know, how did your event go?
My God, the smoke and paint. It was our 7th smoke and paint, which was super lit. It was Valentine edition, so I picked 3 bomb-ass R&B artists that are well-known, different vibes. One has more of that like Lauryn Hill feeling. Then
here we go again.
Here goes the phone.
Here goes the phone.
And it's my clients. It's Monday. Like, I love y'all, but I just had like 2 phone calls. It was fine. But it was super swole. We sold out. We even sold 4 extra canvases before the doors closed. People were just popping in and just checking out the vibe. Performances were amazing. Just the vibe in general, and seeing the couples together and being so in love. And you could tell some of the dudes got dragged here and didn't want to be here on painting lovey-dovey shit. But when they were into it, they were the main ones, just never looking up.
That would probably be my husband.
It was a vibe. They all stopped and like shook my hand. They were like, I appreciate this. Like, my girl dragged me, but this, I would love to come to another one. So that just spoke volumes to how versatile painting and smoking can really meditate the mind, bring people together, become super artistic, and it was fucking bomb.
Nice.
And how was yours? You were busy Friday.
So I remember I told you guys that last year I started like writing down goals for 2023, and one of them was, more public speaking, especially speaking to teens and trying to do the whole, teen pregnancy prevention or work with teen parents. So I got booked to be the keynote speaker at Travis Teen Parenting School, and it's in Polk County. It's
congratulations.
Thank you. They had a sweetheart event where they try to uplift the teen moms and give them gifts and stuff. And I'm gonna upload some pictures later. But it was such an honor. It was so amazing. But the most important part to me was that my husband got to go with me.
Oh, and that's something different, because it's usually you working.
Yes. And there was 3 teen dads in that.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yes. So he didn't know I was gonna make him do this. But when I heard that there was 3 teen dads, I was like, oh, you have to say something. Because here we are, one time we were sitting where they're sitting at right now, and 29 years later, I want to give these kids hope, So that was very dear to my heart. But the best part was my soul got full. So that's what I did last week.
And that's like priceless when you do something like that. And it touches you, and it's something very personal, because you were a teen mom. 15, your husband and 16. You've gotten together, and you've been married ever since. Yep. And that's just beating the odds, because now in this generation, you don't see people married more than 2 weeks, 2 months.
Yep.
2 years. It's like, oh my God, congratulations, y'all made it.
I know. No, well, that's why I named my nonprofit Against All Odds, because I feel like we truly beat the odds. And the part of him and I being there together, it was like priceless, right? You can't put a money price on that. But the fact that I got paid to go out there.
That's what I'm talking about, sis.
You know what I'm saying?
All them flowers.
Because when you do something that you're passionate about, but then you're making money on top of it, like, that's priceless to me.
So what was your husband's take from it, since he was able to talk to the teen dads?
He gave those 3 teen boys his personal phone number and told them to reach out to him so that he can mentor them. And that's beautiful. Against All Odds it is to mentor these teen parents. Yeah.
And it gives them a why. Like, why is he really still pushing? And when stuff gets hard, even now, because relationships are never going to be perfect. You're always going to have good up and down. That this is the reason why I'm still here. Like,
exactly.
We came far.
Yeah.
I praise that. God bless you.
One of the boys was a barber, And I was like, listen, definitely reach out to us, you know. I know we're not in the same county, but my son's a barber. I have a friend that owns a hair salon, you know, like just stay in touch. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping that they do.
Make connections.
Yeah.
Hell
Mhm.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. That's beautiful.
What did you do?
My weekend was full. We was filming.
You were working.
I was working.
Okay.
And then Sunday, I was just like, I think
I
I
wish I
slept
could've
in
got
until
that.
like 11, woke up, was lazy, went and did some stuff, and then was
All
done.
right.
Man, I
just
was
like,
lit. What
I'm
about them
tired.
freaking Chiefs, y'all?
Yo, when I
let's talk
tell
about
you,
all
can
that
we
right
talk
now.
about, first of all, can we talk about halftime show Rihanna?
You know what? I was very disappointed, and I'm a Ree fan. I love Rihanna. I think she's like, and for her not to bring nobody up there, I still stand behind her. Like, you know what? If you can rule the whole stage by yourself, you a badass bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in every song she's singing, everybody knew it. So we don't really realize how many pops she's done.
Yes.
Hits. But at the same time, I understand this was all pregnancy reveal shit,
Mhm.
but baby, it was boring to me. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it was really fucking boring.
I was not bored. I was when the song came up, I'm like, okay, is Jay-Z gonna come out? Like,
Yeah, I did.
you know, I was like, I was waiting for somebody to come out, but when nobody came out, I was still entertained, and I found her to be very classy. I loved the outfit, the contrast, the fact that she's pregnant and she's lifted up in the air.
I
like,
know. I was like,
See, the whole time that's all we all talked about in the room though. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, she pregnant. You see that belly? I think I see that belly. Oh, she pregnant. That's the only thing
so
that was
it
on
took
my
away
mind
from her
the whole time.
Yeah, so maybe she should have announced it first, so it wouldn't be such a shocker. You know, right?
But I think that was her reason for doing it though. It was like a
Yeah.
pregnancy announcement,
It was a
or do it like
pregnancy
Beyonce did
reveal.
one year. Then she
And
do
then
the whole
at the
thing,
end,
and
and
then
then
boom. And
boom.
I remember Beyonce still
Yeah,
bopping
yeah.
and moving. Like you would have never knew. So honestly, from being a Ree fan for so many years, and I know the audience, like what she does and the energy she gives, I felt like it was really not even 50. It was like 20, like very safe. And the Super Bowl needed her. She ain't need the Super Bowl, in other words.
yeah.
Well, maybe even we're gonna agree to disagree
That's
because
okay.
I loved
That's
it.
okay.
I
'Cause I
loved
love
my
her
Rihanna
too,
show.
but
No. And
coulda
I
came
just
better.
think, yeah, maybe if she had other guests. However, I always think about she's pregnant. She probably signed this contract before she found out she was pregnant. You don't know if she's having any complications because she really wasn't moving how she usually
Yeah,
moves.
she really doesn't. That's why I was
Right?
saying it was a little
so
off.
maybe, you
Yeah,
know,
maybe
she
the-
still
it
wanted
was
to,
a high-risk
you know,
pregnancy.
go with her commitment to be in the Super Bowl, but she had medically, she was not okay to do certain things. So,
Well, and then I was watching an interview on TikTok, and they was asking about, like, I guess some people was saying that she was coming back very bossy. And she goes, I take it. Like, I come off across bossy because I know what it takes. You know, I know my shit, basically. And at the end of the day, whether this flops or fail, you know, if it fails or it succeeds,
It's her name.
It's my name that's on the line. And, you know, so yes, I'm going to come across as bossy because at the end of the day, it's my name that's on the line. It's not yours. It's not yours. It's not nobody else's. So I'm going to take it at that. And I'm just going to be called bossy and move about my business. But shit gets done.
Oh yeah, I feel like that. I'm a bitch to work with. Like I'm the happiest, funniest person. I'm humble, but I like a certain level of like wherever I stand, and I know where we can be at. You know what I mean? And everybody just got to be on point.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you still have to remain humble in the way you talk to people. You
Of
always
course.
treat people like the CEOs, and I feel like some people do get in this business. And Jennifer Lopez is known for being a bitch to everybody she's around. She just demolishes anybody, which just sucks because she's a Puerto Rican princess,
Yeah,
and I
the
looked
Puerto-
up to her until I started hearing these interviews from everybody. So I feel like it's somewhat of an excuse because if a man does it, he looks
It's
empowered.
acceptable. Yeah.
If a woman does it, then she's just a bitch. Like
Yeah.
it's that
Yeah.
vice versa.
Because
So
then they had pictures or video of J-Lo and Ben Affleck at the Grammys.
Oh yeah, I saw that at the Grammys.
And she kind of like whispered something.
She
to
definitely
his
told him to
ears,
stand
and
up
then
like
he
he's
kinda
slouching,
just
bro.
was
Because the
like-
first thing he did
and
was
it was
this.
like, okay, like shh, put him in his.
so I
We're
have
on
a little,
camera.
I really like Jennifer Lopez as an entertainer. So I had to learn how to separate the entertainer from the person, right? As an entertainer, like I like her, not love her music. She's a well-rounded
Yeah.
entertainer, right? But when I was a dealer in Atlantic City, when she was with Mark Anthony, they visited Borgata, where I used to work, and I was in the high roller pit, and they like had closed the whole section for them. I didn't deal to them personally, but I was like 2 tables down. Mark Anthony playing blackjack, he would tip the dealers, and she would take the money back.
Stop it. See?
No
These
way.
are stories that I've done heard
What
about her. And I'm
the-
like, you so wrong.
Like he would do like 200, and she would take 100 back. Yeah,
Got him.
yeah.
Wow.
Got him.
So, like sometimes when I see like her movies, I'm like, do I support? Like I feel I have mixed feelings.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I like her stuff, but damn, I know you, and I know you cheat like that, and like I don't know.
Yeah, because we middle class people, and I know I work off of like tips being
Yeah.
a salon owner and everything. And I tip more than 20 if I got it. If I don't have enough to tip somebody, I'm not going out to eat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Like I'm
part.
just not going to. They are living off of this, and I know what it was being a young mom, working as a bartender,
Yeah.
barely making $30 to get home, and then there goes my gas
Yeah.
and $2 to go over the bridge. Like that shit adds up real
The
quick.
$2 over the bridge.
$2 over the bridge. They still tax us for a bridge that's been here since I was a baby.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are we putting gold? Like
So that bridge started in 1997 because that's when my daughter was born, and she was born here in Cape. And I remember when they started and I moved right before they finished it.
Oh yeah, you know now that they have a $3 fee if you don't have a Sun Pass.
See, y'all probably getting charged stupid tax, and they're just gonna have to add that.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
They
just
gonna have
gonna
to
sit
add
in
it.
and
We
catch
got
me
the
in bell.
I got the toll bill and it said $2 toll and then $3 fee.
Nice.
$20. I'm like 20
Yeah, I
bucks
probably
for
nice.
what?
I got my license suspended like that. I ain't gonna
Right.
even lie. They called my ass. Yes,
Ah.
they did. And I wasn't answering none of those. Every time I got a mail, I just threw it. Man,
Right.
forget
I
though.
don't see it. It don't exist.
That part. That's how I was
Don't
when I
see it,
was
don't
younger.
exist.
You're like, whatever. But then finally, it was like 5 something that added up, and my license suspended. So it was like another $250 to reinstate it.
Yeah.
Never again. So
And
now
then
I
your
check
insurance
it
goes
at least
high.
every 3 weeks.
Yeah. Let me just see what I'm doing.
Let me see. Let me
Yeah.
see. Is
All right, we
this,
good.
I need to start going to Fort Myers.
Right.
Ain't no point to go to Fort Myers no more. I'm stuck in Cape.
You better bunch everything up together. That one time you're gonna go over that bridge.
I'm telling you, while we're talking about over the bridge,
Mhm.
let's introduce
Well-
our amazing guest today. I'm gonna let you introduce yourself. Who
What
are
want me to
you?
say? I'm OMGITSWICKS on pretty much all social media. I make content about the Florida life. Some people say I'm a comedian. I just like to make sketch comedy. That's it. That's just be chilling.
So
you know?
sketch comedy's your jam.
Yeah.
And how long you been doing this whole sketch comedy, social media?
By myself, almost 3 years now.
Dope.
So solo, I think around June or July will be 3 years.
Dope. That's what's
When
up.
you say by yourself, like you had like other people working with you,
I was a part of a few teams.
a few teams.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was like through music, podcast, sketch.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a journey. But I pretty much ended solo, and then that's when I kind of started figuring stuff
Well,
out.
did things end bad?
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, some of them.
Okay.
Some of them. But for the most part, it's never any type of issue. It's normally creative differences with me.
Okay.
I like to work a certain way, and a lot of people I realize don't work at the level in which I work. As far as how fast I like to put out and
Content.
creatively, yeah, where I like to go. So that's pretty much it. But I'm still like cool with everybody.
Are you originally from Florida?
Yeah, I'm born and raised here in Southwest Florida, actually.
Here, Fort Myers?
Well, I was born in Naples.
Okay.
I spent like 5 years in Immokalee, and then I moved to Fort Myers.
Okay.
So since elementary school all the way up, I've been in Fort Myers.
How old are you then?
I'm 39.
I know you're not supposed to ask a woman that, but I'm damn sure gonna ask
I'm
me.
39. I be proud of my 39. Listen,
That's what I'm talking
proud
about.
of my 39. I got a little gray hair. My daughter was like, "You should die." I'm like, "Nah, I'm gonna just let it
This
ride."
is the wiseness, you know.
that's
Yeah.
it. You know. So, but yeah, I've been here all my life.
What kind of content do you create?
Pretty much everything about the Florida life. So anything you've experienced in Florida, most of it comes from my experiences. I stay in Lehigh now, so y'all know the bugs are huge out there. You can ride on the
Oh my
back.
God,
of
the flying cockroaches.
Yeah, they just you can ride on the back of some of them. So most of what I make is like just about Florida life stuff that you know, if you've grown up here, if you lived here for a certain amount of time, you've experienced some of it.
Yeah.
And Publix, because I be at Publix a lot.
Okay.
What's your favorite dish from Publix? Since you're always, if you don't follow him on TikTok, he's always on TikTok eating something while he's talking about Florida life.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, that looks juicy.
Yeah.
And then some
I
of the
want
time it
some
do
of
look a
that.
little dry. Like some of the cookies
on.
look a little dry. I'm like,
I
he ain't
know.
got no water. Where's his
but it's-
lemonade? His Publix lemonade.
I have it. I have it.
Nah, it's public sweet tea.
You put them together, that's when you get that
Ooh,
splash.
Arnold Palmer.
Yeah, it's already
I
done.
used to do it back in the
Arnold
day.
Palmer.
Like, let me put
Yes,
both
the
of these
Arnold
together.
Palmer with a little Patron mixture inside.
You gotta add the Patron.
Gotta add a Patron.
That's what I'm
Gives
talking
it that
about.
sauce.
What's my favorite dish from Publix? The chicken to the sub is like, at one point I had to stop myself because I realized I was getting one every day for like 2 months. And I knew when I walked in and they started making it, like when they see me walk behind the thing, I was like, okay.
Oh,
I'm
that's
here.
too much.
I'm so regular,
Here comes the
regular.
chicken sub guy.
Yeah, we know what he wants. Just throw it, toss it in barbecue. They know what I want already. So I had to like chill out. So I go like, I pick like 3 different Publix and I kind of rotate, but I still do it like 3 or 4 times a week. But I'm
3
there.
or 4 times a week.
Yeah.
So how was it like for you growing up here in Southwest Florida?
It was an experience. To me, this is all I know. So I was able to, I feel like, learn a lot of life skills through growing up in Fort Myers because you kind of go through everything. You kind of experience everything, kind of just thrown out there. So
Whereabouts in Fort Myers, like Dunbar area or South?
they tore it down and rebuilt it, but Michigan project, that's what I grew up pretty
Okay.
much for the most part.
Tell me about your childhood, like who you live with. You have siblings?
Yeah, I got a few siblings. It's complicated though.
You still talk to them?
Oh yeah, everybody. I'm the oldest, so everybody kind of still comes to me. But I have a sister. Well, my sister. I have 2 brothers. I have another brother that was adopted, and I actually have. Well, I said my little sister. My dad was a Rolling Stone. That's why it gets confusing.
Oh, he was just hipping it out.
yeah. That's why I get it. That's why I'm in these streets. Go
In
ahead,
these
that's-
streets. He's telling y'all he is single. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, I've been. You know.
Single looking. Are we playing matchmaker? Is this the second one? Because I think
I
did
think
with
we
Blue.
did. Yeah,
we're
we
doing.
did.
We're doing.
We
the-
have to do a
We have to
speed
do
date.
speed racing.
If y'all can find
Speed racing, speed dating.
somebody, I'm with it because I'm just out here trying to experience. Obviously, I've been picking wrong, so I need to. I mean,
I feel like that sometimes. But
So
then you
one
find
of-
the
all
right
the time.
Yeah.
All
One
the
of my
time.
favorite
Sick.
shows is Married at First Sight. I believe that if you do the scientific, so what they do is, have you ever watched it?
No, I don't think so. I watched the other one on Netflix, like the blind
Love
one.
is Blind.
Love
No,
is
no, no, no,
blind.
no, no, not
I
that.
watched that
No.
sometimes, but
So
no.
Married at First Sight, it's a whole process. It's like a 6-month process, right? Where
It's
you
scientific.
are talking to psychologists, psychiatrists. They do a whole medical exam, like HIV. Like they check.
Oh shit.
They check they do a background check. They don't want no criminals, nothing like that, right? So then they look at everything that you like. They tons and tons of questionnaires and evaluations, and then they match you with somebody. They pick 5 couples, and then you meet your spouse the day of the wedding at the altar.
I don't know how I feel about that.
yeah, like
I'll be real with you because I would be lying if I said looks didn't matter. Like, I'll be real with you because at the end of the day, yes, I can love your soul, everything,
Yeah.
but I will still find something, even if you're corny or not that good looking, something still that I loved about you that made me want to be with you. I was with a dude that had like an overbite and he looked like a horse, but to me, he was a true horse. Like, I love that about him, his personality, but it took me to fall in love with his personality and then find little
Yeah.
quirky things to do. So I don't know if I could.
That's kind of like what Love is Blind is, though, because they base you on your personality. So you talk to them
Yeah.
via pods, and you get to know the person and the personality before you meet.
See, that's what I like. At least I got to hear his voice, like
Yeah.
on that Love is Blind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna be with a high squeaky voice either. Like, oh my God, I sound so shallow right now. But it is what it is.
I
These
don't
are
like
things
none of this.
at all. There's
Well,
certain things.
We know you wouldn't be applying to that show. So
I
no,
wouldn't.
the reason I like it is because I feel that these experts, they see you on paper, right? And I've been a fan since the beginning. So like the very, very first couple of episodes, the one female, she cried the day of the wedding because she was, and she said, I think she said, I'm appalled. Like, she's like, gross. Like, she really did. They're still married till this day and they have kids.
Shut the.
Yep.
It's kind of
Oh my
almost like
God.
He
you
won
fall,
her
you
over.
eventually fall in love.
So that's like our arranged marriage, like Chinese
Yes.
people do.
Yep.
And half
it's
of them
an
people are very
arrangement.
mad and hate their culture after that too.
Well, but that's because you have family picking your spouses. These are experts. These are psychologists,
You're physically
psychiatrists,
handing over the power.
sexologists, because they ask you all kinds of questions. Like, you have to be compatible sexually, because if you're not, then, you know.
and that's a big one on me. I'm a Scorpio.
Yes, I know.
Cut
I'm
you
married
off
to
real
one.
quick.
I have a question. I'm just like, do you have to go through with the wedding? Like, once you get that's like you have to.
So you go
No.
through. Well, they don't force you to do
Oh, okay.
anything. However, it's so they give you 8 weeks after you get married. You
Yeah.
get 8 weeks. They put you in an apartment. They they plan certain things for you, like just for you. They take you on a honeymoon.
Okay.
Then you come back and you move in together. Then you have to do finances.
Real life hits you.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But and then at the end of the 8 weeks, you decide whether you want to get a divorce or stay together.
I think I've seen that show. I've seen. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I'm just gonna let whatever happens happen, and wherever I'm leaded or I'm led to, that's where it's gonna.
Do you feel like you have what it takes to be in a healthy relationship?
I feel like I do. I feel
Why?
like. Okay, not at this particular moment because I don't want to get the text of. So you said you was ready. Yes, I don't want to get that because right now I got a few people that I told I wasn't ready for a relationship. So I'm kind of like.
So is it that you told them that you wasn't ready for the relationship because they're not the right person?
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Well, I've only been single for like 6 months.
Oh, so you fresh out
Yeah,
here.
so and I like to take time. Like normally between my relationships, I'll
That's
have to,
good.
like, get back to me and start like to me
Heal.
before I have like conversations with
You
people.
guys usually are not like that.
No, they're not, and that's refreshing to hear.
Yes.
I've learned. I mean, don't get me wrong. When I was younger, I was different. I was out here, but now that I'm getting older, it's kind of like you're looking for different things. So you'll try it. You're like, you know what? Maybe that's not it. So, but I'll take time. Like I'll spend like a few years.
Years.
Yeah, I take time. Listen. I take time. I got.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like that too. Like if you're in a real relationship, but you really love somebody, you can't get over in 3 to 6 months. To me, it took me 1.5 years to be single after ending my engagement. For me to even want to be out there, because it took me another year to find myself again. Because you
Yeah.
convert yourself so much in a relationship that I look like him. It felt like I talk like him. I'm wearing the same almost swag as them. They take your voice, I take their voice. It's like I don't know. It's
Yeah.
energy change, but
Yeah.
more
I'm
than
so
just
glad
that.
I can't relate.
See,
I've
a
never
lot of
been
people-
single. Like,
Oh, see,
I was-
and if you left him, that would be
You
the only
would-
thing
yeah.
you knew. Your whole life consists of your family, your husband.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when you're going back and being single, it does take 6 months to a year for you to get back to your normal ways. Find those voids that you've been filled with your family and
Yeah.
your husband.
Yeah.
Now I'm putting hobbies. I built a garden in between a whole year.
See, that's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Like, I found this. No, I'm just playing. But no, but that's exactly. You find your hobbies. You find things that you like to do by yourself. So I like to go to restaurants by myself and just
Hell
try
yeah.
random food. That's what I do now.
okay.
So.
So
but
what's the best restaurant that you tried by yourself?
It's mainly food trucks though. But
Food trucks?
I like burrito tacos. So the Las Gorditas.
I've never.
That's
had
my
one.
girl. Shout out to Vanessa from Las Gorditas. That's my girl.
They
Yeah.
know me when I walk up. They just okay. We know what you want.
I'm gonna have to try it.
You
I
haven't
good.
tried
No,
it?
I've
haven't
never
tried
had
it.
Ooh,
I love me
let's
some
go.
tacos.
Let's
They're
go.
so good.
Let me see. I'll check out where they are next.
I'm so down.
Yes.
Let me know. I'm down.
I've been rocking with them since when they first started. They were only in Lehigh.
Yeah.
And my daughter was pregnant with her first child, and she got obsessed
With tacos.
with tacos. And we would drive all the way to Lehigh just for some tacos. At first, I was like, okay, she's pregnant. Let me do this for her. It's cravings. I don't want to get a sty in my eye.
Straight up.
That's so Hispanic,
So
yo.
Hispanic as fuck. I will never say no to a Hispanic person. I mean, not Hispanic.
That's pregnant woman.
To a pregnant woman, period.
But then I got obsessed, and I'm like, but I can't eat as much, right? Because of my gastric sleeve surgery, but I would still make those trips just for 3 or 4 bites. So yeah, they're good.
They're really good.
And we're looking for sponsors, so maybe Las Gorditas,
Oh
I'll
yeah,
be
bring me
around.
some tacos. I'll test them. I'll taste them right here on the
Right.
podcast. So that
Yep.
dude on TikTok that
Yep.
he tries and he's always like this when he's talking.
Oh, Keith Lee?
Yeah, and he's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
UFC star and he still fights, I think. But I fucking love him.
Yeah.
I will sit there. I'm not even in Vegas, and I will sit there and be like, "How's it taste though?"
Yeah,
Because if
bro.
I ever go to Vegas, I'm gonna try that spot. I'm
Write
here
it
saving
down,
it.
yeah.
Yes,
What he said, the
saving
taco
it.
Spot, what was the pizza spot that he was on?
See,
the
I
news
don't know
for?
the name.
I was on. Listen, I'd be on there.
The only one that really caught my attention, I'll be real, was the Pop Tart spot.
Yeah.
Where the man like learned how to make his own pastries during COVID, and that's how he began his own business. And it just
Nice.
clicked to me. It was something that was really cool. Then everything he made was homemade Pop Tarts and like sweets and a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah.
But man, when he been into this chocolate one, I was like, I
want that.
I want it. Like I'm hungry. When am I going? I'm going to Taco Bell.
Right.
I'm gonna get the little cinnamon to it. Fuck it.
So let me ask you: are you at the level now where they're paying you to go out there and record, or are you making money off of this?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
A year ago, the 11th. What's today?
Today is
The
Today's
13th,
13th.
tomorrow's Valentine's Day.
As of the
Yeah.
11th last year, I was able to go full time doing this. So,
How
Okay.
long did it take you to go full time?
I started in 2020, 2022, like 2 years, almost 2 years, because it wasn't the full 2 year mark. So almost 2 years. But I had started making money. I would say like the beginning of 2021.
So what would you say for anybody that's out there that's trying to start becoming a content creator? What advice would you give them?
I would say first build your community. Build your community, and the biggest thing I think a lot of people run into is they're so focused on who's not supporting them, and they kind of forget about the people that are supporting them. So if you focus on who's supporting you, build your community, and then once you start getting a following, learn the business, because a lot of these businesses are shady. They'll try to get over on you. They'll try to pay you the minimum. I was telling you this before. They'll try to give you, they know what you're worth, but they're hoping that you don't know what you're worth. So I say do the
So
research.
know your worth.
Yeah. They're hoping that you don't know. So
Ask questions.
yes. Don't be so like, if you are contacted by a business, start asking their budget and things like that. Like very small things like that will get you a lot more money.
And it puts you separate from being a hobby into actual telling you this is a business that I
Business.
run.
Yeah.
Like time is money, and we don't get that back at all. I learned that from my grandmother at garage sales at an early age. They'll be asking $1.
Yeah.
Nope, you better offer 50 cents.
Yep.
75. Start off high and meet in the middle always. And
Yeah.
that was one thing that I've learned in business. And she laughs because that's like that's my baby. I even got her face tatted. That is a different type of love. I love my mom. I love you, Betsy. I know you watch this shit. But
She gonna be like my
she gonna
husband.
be like, yeah.
I'm a subscriber. I watch you. I see what you say about
I see
me.
everything. Be careful. But my grandmother is a hustler. Like she's owned businesses. She has been the only woman opened the bar in Motovis in Puerto Rico. Very successful to work in a bar industry. Being a woman, she doesn't drink. She doesn't smoke. Always on point, hitting dudes over the head with fucking Heineken bottles
That's how you
and
do
shit.
it. Sometimes you gotta
But
do that.
yeah, but she's always taught me business. It's money. It's
Yeah.
you bullshit. Money talk, bullshit walk at the end of the
Yeah.
day.
Absolutely.
And if you don't put a price in your head, it will fall through. But then again, it's boundaries. We were just talking about that
That
earlier.
too, yeah.
People don't like when you put boundaries.
No, not at all. A lot of people, I've learned, that's like the biggest, I think, change that I've made, which is probably why I was out of that relationship, is the boundaries. I started learning more about myself, started setting boundaries with everyone around me to make myself more comfortable. And a lot of people, like some people dealt with it. Some people was like, all right, they had an issue, so I kind of had to move away from it.
So in relationships, do you find that you being in this type of industry, that it's more harder for you to be in a relationship because they don't understand what it takes,
I think,
or the jealousy of it?
I think it's, well, that's part of it, but a lot of it is, because when people see a content creator, they think, oh, he just does this and live. But I actually spend a lot of time, either whether it comes from like researching, learning algorithms, learning, the business side. So I spend a lot of time. So when they actually get with me, they start seeing that. And I'm a full-time dad as well. Like, so they'll, it'll sound good to them, I guess, at first.
sounds
but
sweet, very
once
sweet.
they get in there, they're like, okay, you really don't have a lot of time. So then that becomes like an issue. So.
And you said you've been in this since 2001 officially, like when you first started, you said? earlier?
2020
2020 by yourself.
by myself.
But as in starting off fresh, like getting into YouTube, MySpace back in the day, videos.
I was
Oh
in
my
there.
Back then, I was in there.
I had a page. I had the stuff falling down.
So how long have you really been in general into this whole industry?
Entertainment. That started 2003.
2003?
Yeah.
So what do you feel like, what was the hardest change? Because now you're solo and you were in groups before.
Yeah.
What is the pros and cons between dealing with a lot of people or working by yourself?
The cons. Okay. So I'll say the pros is you're able to work at your pace. You're not relying upon whether somebody else is going to do something. So what I've learned is better for me because I work at a very fast pace. I produce quick. I create quick. So it's like I'm able to work at my own pace. I don't have to like wait on this person to edit this.
Oh, see, I done did that, but with my mouth last time.
No, but I'm not like, waiting on anyone. It's all dependent upon me, and I know what I'm capable of if I put my mind to it. I would say the cons would be having to do it all yourself. Because there's some days I'd be like, I wish I had somebody just to edit this, because you'll shoot the stuff, or even like I said, just having to do it all by yourself, I think is the cons, whether it's the business, the like I said, the studying and the producing, the editing.
So now that you're on your own, we've had a few guests, and then now being in this industry and coming across and just having normal conversations with people, a lot of content creators have saying that when they're doing it by themselves, they find that they're not enjoying their content as much because now they have to edit, they have to post, they have to promote.
Yeah.
So are you in that same situation where you kind of feel like that, or you haven't came across it just yet?
Not yet. I actually enjoy what I do. Well, the impact of what I do, because I now, like me being out, I'll run into people and they'll tell me like how much they've been through and how my videos help them get through like the pandemic or losing people.
That's dope.
So like, I think that impact is enough for me. So it's like even when I'm making the videos, it's not even for me anymore. It's for what it does for other people, I think.
So it's your motivator now.
Yeah, yeah.
I give it up to you because I'm one of those entrepreneurs that I say I am nothing without a team. Because I can do everything by myself, which I still do, because I am one of those people that like to cross-check, dot I's. Yeah, I had to make sure it's perfect. But there are certain things that I cannot do. When I'm doing videos or my classes, I need a videographer. I do pay for somebody to do that. I'll have somebody do my edits. Sometimes even do some of my Instagram or Facebook posts, or I'll have them set it up as, write me the paragraph and I want to copy and paste. That's all I want to do. And it's a weight lifted off my shoulders being an entrepreneur, because it does get overwhelming. It gets unbearable sometimes. And we sit there and we're like, well, damn, nope. The devil's a lie. I prayed for this, so you can't complain about it. Exactly. And it rechecks you, but it's not for the weak. And I feel like having a team sometimes is better.
Yeah. Yeah. When everything works, but it's when everything stops working. Like that's when you be like, all right, I should have just did this myself. So
no, I feel that.
So
I definitely feel that too.
I mean, like if I need something, I do have people that I can be like, hey, I need this. You know what I'm saying? Or hey, can you do this? But for the most part, I just handle it. I just figure it out. I'll figure it out eventually. That's how I feel. So.
Do you feel that in order to grow in what you're doing, you have to leave Southwest Florida one day?
I don't. Okay. Because of a lot of what I do, I don't even leave the house. Like I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't leave the house. I go to Publix every now and again. Every now and again, you'll see me like at an event. But for the most part, I don't even have to leave my house, because everything is, like I said, it's all on the internet now. So it works. I mean, I do have to like go to events, and I'm getting more opportunity as far as like TV stuff in Orlando and Tampa. So,
okay.
But right now, I don't have to leave my house.
Okay. I guess that's a good thing about social media and the new wave, that you really can stay. That's all Icey talk about is virtual reality, that we gonna be doing everything in a computer, and it's scary, but it's impressive at the same time, that everything's changing so much, and you can talk to somebody in China and all this extra Thailand plays in Dominican all in one room, like in a Zoom meeting. Blows my mind still that my Sprint won't work sometimes. Well, not Sprint, I'm on T-Mobile. If I'm right in my apartment, I can't call somebody on Del Prado. But they have came a long way.
But you can Zoom with somebody in China.
That part.
Yeah.
They have came a long way for that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have said that in the beginning of our conversation, like you said, could be good, it could be messy, it could be this. So when we get into some juicy
Lord,
stuff,
do your thing. You
Juicy
know, I'm with- you know
stuff.
I'm with all of it.
oh, I'm coming all of it, all the
I'm
smoke.
with all of it.
So, being with the industry that you've been in for so many years, what is the messiest thing you ever went through?
Okay, so when I first started, I was actually in the relationship. And I had someone that I used to date. Like, I hadn't talked to them, nothing. You're talking about that, right? Relationship stuff.
I'm talking about work stuff. We can go to relationships too. It's Valentine's
It's
Day.
Valentine's Day
Shit on
coming up,
people on
so
Valentine's
we can
Day.
talk
I
about
got
it.
you too.
Available.
Oh.
I ain't got nothing to do tomorrow. I'm gonna get some death threats later, but it's cool. No, but I had a girl that I used to talk to, like years before, and I guess she started seeing me doing what I was doing, and she was like, I guess she wanted me to be with her because now I'm starting to like get this popularity, and she basically was like, I'm just gonna lie to her and tell her that we've been together, and she like photoshopped some like text messages. They look bad.
Stop
She
it.
It was so
photoshopped it.
Yeah, it was bad.
You know what? These
That's
girls be making themselves
creative.
like a whole
What-
nother
I had to give it to her
level,
for that. I was like, you
Was
know
it
what?
a good
Creative.
Photoshop though?
No, it was bad.
too. At least she tried. It was A for effort.
Yeah, it was.
E
She
for
tried.
effort.
Like, you went that far for me. Like,
Yeah, like
I'm
I don't
impressed.
understand why some females do that. Like, I've never understood the whole a female wanting a guy after you're done with him just because you see him with another female.
Yeah.
It's a
Like-
it's an ego thing, a pride thing. They
Yeah.
want to make sure they feel still in control, which is a narcissist.
And to me,
Yeah,
after you've been with somebody else, like,
I
why
don't
would I
want
want
it.
you back?
I don't
Ew.
want it. Mm-mm.
Especially how out here in Southwest Florida. Y'all know I'm a nurse. I know those stats. Just
I'm
saying.
saying it.
Those
is
are behind
bad.
the scenes.
It's bad out
very
here,
bad.
Miami, Fort Myers, and then you have what, Orlando,
Mhm.
and then it goes up to California and different places like that.
Yeah.
But Florida's on the map.
Yes,
Ooh.
it is very much so.
Get tested. They do free HIV
Yes,
testing in the
please
McGregor
do that.
clinics. They drop
Please.
condoms off here at Hair Artistry
Yes.
every month. So I got a full bag, every size you need, Bobbies.
Yeah.
Every size.
Well,
He's like, with that being said.
I got some for you too.
I
Since you're free
appreciate
on
it.
Valentine's
I'm
Day.
out here, you know what I'm saying? I'm available. But other messy stuff. So I had someone that I knew, or I thought I knew. When I first started, they were like helping me, I guess, create. And then I started noticing that they started basically taking my ideas. So it was like anything that we talked about or they see me do. They had a bigger following at the time, so they would like take my ideas. And that I felt was very messy, because why?
Did you ever talk to them about that situation?
I approach them. I usually give people like I'll have a conversation with you. Hey, I feel like this, because I don't want people to have to guess if I feel a way or for anything like that. So if I feel something, I'm gonna tell you. And I let them know like, hey, I feel like you're taking my content and you know, I've been doing Florida content since 2020. They were doing like other stuff, and it's kind of like they started doing exactly what I was doing, and I was like, all right. And then after we had the conversation, they act like, you know, of course they didn't know what was going on, and then all of a sudden I see it again, and I'm like, all right, now I can't be cool with you. So I just cut them off. I mean, they apologized later, but I don't think I can ever work with anybody like that again. Like,
Do you feel like that's something that happens just more frequently, being that social media is off of a following? Like everybody sees trends, so they're like,
Yeah.
oh, if that's working, let me jump on that.
yeah.
And do you feel like that would break up future collaborations that you would ever work with somebody, because everybody's now on that same wave? Nobody has really
Yeah,
original
nobody
content.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's and you can kind of tell, because with the people that like I follow on TikTok or social media, like normally it's people that create, and I, like I said, some things I do or some things I see, like I'll see a trend or whatever, but like, and I'm okay with like the trend portion. It's just when I start seeing like my ideas, like, and then they'll recreate it as though they created it, and it's like, all right,
Without giving
Without
credit.
credit.
yeah, and it's like,
And people go hard for that credit stuff, because I see that on TikTok too. They'll
that?
make dances.
Yeah.
And they're like, I made that
I
dance.
made
Da-da-da-da-da. But
They
it's
make a
true,
whole
because
video
people
that-
are making money off this, and
Yeah.
people have these are jobs that are
Yes.
getting created.
Yeah.
And that kind of hurts a little bit. I feel some type of way when I see the stuff that I do a lot of different videos. I'm well known on TikTok when it comes to hair videos,
know,
on
yeah.
Facebook, and I'm doing my motivation, da 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 da. And honestly, it was never for anybody else. It was more for myself.
Yeah.
More for me to see my own work so I can see what I can do better and also have a portfolio.
Yeah.
But then also the motivation was to motivate myself in the morning. There was days that I just did not know how I was going to make it. And I would read a whole bunch of quotes or listen to podcasts. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to speak on this today.
Yeah.
And little did they know, it was me going through it, but they thought I was speaking to them, like
Yeah.
whatever somebody else
Yeah.
was going through. But then I started seeing people literally act like me, talk like me, dress like
Yeah.
me. I wore these glasses constantly that were like, they're made from Habibi. Shout out to y'all. He's amazing. He's from Orlando,
Okay.
and he goes to all the barber shows and sells these official glasses, and they're made of like some African wood and fucking dope. They're
Yeah.
dope, and I had them in every color, purple, pink, green. Little by little, I stopped bringing them to the shop because I leave stuff on there, and they were just disappearing.
Wow.
Just
Gotcha,
randomly
gotcha.
disappearing.
Don't you got cameras up in here?
I do, but you know what it is to sit there and really, unless
Yeah,
it's
true.
real like
Do the-
money,
Yeah.
to go step by step on the camera, yo, I give it up to IT techs because, again, that's why I need a team because I will
Yes.
not do that. Sometimes
Yeah.
I pay other people to go through my cameras and do what
Okay.
they have to do. But I just started seeing people recreate everything that I was doing to the thing of posting the time I posted,
Yeah.
the type of videos or the way I stand, the way I talk, the little slogans I would say. And it started getting to me at one point. And I was like, whoa, why people can't like have their own swag, their own
Yeah.
style? Like I don't cop nobody's
Well, it's
stuff. I
because
talk the way I
it's-
do.
They idolize.
But where
well,
that's
no.
what my mom told me. She's like, you are an
Yeah, you're
influencer for a
influencer,
reason.
and that's- yeah.
And that's when it clicked. Like, damn, you know what, Keisha, you're thinking like back in the day when I was
Yeah.
just Kiki, like vibing in these streets. Like, don't be wearing my hairstyle
Yeah,
I just wore
yeah.
yesterday. Cocker, like all this stuff. But now it's like, damn, I am somebody they look up to do
Yes.
hair colors and hairstyles. The way I dress might be bummy to me, but like, yo, she got some like
Yeah.
artistic vibes. I'm like, nah, this is the only thing I had washed. Like the only
Like,
thing.
I
Not
don't
what
want to
you
do
think.
laundry.
That part
like,
is not what you think. But it took that for my mom to like hit me back in gear. Like, you know what, this is a business now, Keisha. You got to think as a business person.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
feel like you took in some shit to the titty that could have been squashed earlier?
I love
Yeah.
that. I just can't.
I like that.
My mom uses it a lot. Shout out to mom.
Hey.
I love you. Tomorrow's her anniversary, 34 years with my
Aw,
father.
her and your dad.
And she a real one, bro. My dad's been doing, out of 34 years they've been together, 23 of them he's been in prison. And she has
Wow.
not been with another man or anything. So,
That's
ladies, when
admirable.
you think you can't make it, you can make it for the right ones if
For
you
the
want
right
to.
person.
If you really want to.
Yes.
So men, they are still real good women out there.
Is that good? Let me be controversial.
Yeah.
Is that considered being a good? Do you holding your man down if your man gets locked up? Is that something that if you had a daughter, you would want her to do?
Honestly, I'm back and forth with that a lot because I am a mom and I was with my son's father for 5 years and he was not faithful. He was really out on these streets looking like a whole crackhead half of these times. So why I was going to, and I was looked at my mom like, damn, my mom's a thug, bro. She's been with my father. He has issues. But just like she said, the grass is not always green on the other side.
It's
You might
not.
know this asshole's problems, but you don't know that asshole's problems. Their
Yeah.
demons might be worse than them's. So she stood with my dad, but that's really all she knew. She's lost her virginity, everything.
Oh, yeah.
Now, on another note, I feel like she was with another man. She probably wouldn't have been as easy to stay to deal with that, but that's all
Yeah.
she knew. So her loyalty ran different.
Yeah.
Now, me, I was going to do it. I was going to run it down until after the second year, I found out his cousin was his real chia and his family ran with it. Literally told me that it was a cousin. They spoke to them, acted like normal, and I found out later on because she was the one that turned himself in. Dumbass. See?
See?
When you got loyal
Yep.
ones, hold them down because I was a real one. But that is what kicked gears. Like, you know what? I am not waiting for this man.
Okay.
I don't care to hold my family together as much as my mom did because at the end of the day, he broke that bond a long time ago. So I feel like if that man or woman has been there from thick or thin, from ground up, like bottom to up, and has never never done nothing to make
Yeah.
you think twice, hell yeah, hold it down. That's the problem with this generation. They don't
give
have
up too
loyalty.
quick.
They give up way too quick. And even if he's sleeping with your best friend, you give him another chance.
You give her another chance.
Or her another chance.
Uh-huh.
Either way, because
You
they
know.
both sleeping with each other best friends out here in South Florida.
I'm-
There's a lot of them. I'm
I'm
not going
done
to put
with
names. But it's I hear it. I'm a hairstylist. I do almost everybody's hair in Lee County at this point.
Yep.
Believe me, a lot of my stories are 30 and higher that has been married for 15, 20
Yes.
years. And they just don't feel like breaking up.
Yeah.
They're married. Why go through the divorce? But why drag a relationship so unhappy? So yeah, if that person has held you down, has never gave you a reason not to think twice, and he fucks up or she fucks up, and it just, the system's a messed up system, that's a whole nother podcast, because
Yep.
I'm a whole conspiracy junkie. I believe the system is set for failure. My dad is doing 15 years in prison, and he was a real one. He just had a drug problem. So what they should have done is got him help and put him in
Instead,
in
yes.
that thing, instead of putting him in a 4 cage, thinking you're gonna put a dog in a cage 24 hours, 23 hours out
Out
the
of the
24-hour
day.
days. You don't think he's gonna come out crazy?
Yep.
Or not be normal to work? So I think crazy about the system, but people make mistakes, and sometimes the system makes mistakes,
Oh,
and
the
they
sy-
don't
the sys-
deserve
the
to be left
system
alone
makes
either.
mistakes all the time.
All the time.
If you are the wrong color,
It will happen real quick before
Yeah.
the next. But you know what? While we're on that subject, there was just a shooting that happened, well, not a shooting, a killing that just happened with 4 black cops.
yep.
And it was on another black male.
Yep.
So we're always,
Yeah, it was
oh, 5. Look,
cops.
even worse, 5. Because I don't watch the news. I'm really not that
Yes.
person. I feel like it's poison to your brain. They put what they want to put. But TikTok showed it so much that at one
That you were
point,
like, let
I
me look it
saw
up.
the whole
Hold it
story
up.
at one point. Now, why aren't we screaming to the top of our lungs to execute these men just as much as we do the white man,
But
or
the
Hispanic
difference,
man,
the
or
difference
Chinese
also
man?
is that these 5 black cops got fired right away.
ASAP.
There
So
was
it's
no- there was
contradicting
no
as they
investiga-
should, though. As they should.
I'm saying, but that should have happened. But
But when it comes to a white cop,
No, and
it-
George
it
Floyd,
does slap
they
on the
put them
wrist.
on work leave
Yeah.
and still paid them. So I understand that aspect too. But just as hard as we went on that, we should be doing it too. Because why are
Yep.
we killing each other's brothers and sisters?
Exactly.
We're talking about save this one. This one's not better than the next, but then
No.
we're doing it. Shit,
No.
Fort Myers is known for that.
Yep.
You got Dunbar
Myers
and right
South-
across the street from Old Michigan Projects. If you
Yeah.
really grew up in the hood how we did,
Yeah.
you knew that there was families against families still to this day.
Still to this
And
day.
it's right across the street from everybody.
Yeah.
Or
So
the
how do we
gangs
expect
here.
to do better if we're killing each other off?
Yeah.
We're not
Exactly.
even giving enough standard. Them white people stick together. One thing I'll say about them Chinese stick together.
Yes.
Blacks and Hispanics should be sticking together,
Together
at all
to rise
times.
each other up.
And at that point, not even having a segregation anymore. Our children are mixed.
Yep.
More than 75%
there
of
is
the world
no,
is mixed.
there's
at
no
this
pure
point.
race. Well, first of all, let's talk about what race is, right? There's one race, which is the human race.
Exactly.
Race is something that was made up to divide people.
Just like religion.
Exactly. There's only one God, in my opinion. And I just want to say that everything we say here, again, is our personal opinion and our personal beliefs, and everybody can agree to disagree.
Amen.
So, yeah. Are you religious?
Yes.
What do you consider yourself to be? Like,
Well, I believe in God. I do
Okay.
believe in God. I'm kind of, like I said, still in the research, but I guess I would lean more Christian than
Okay.
anything. But I'm still in like the research.
so you believe in Jesus?
Yes.
Okay.
But like I said, once again, I'm still in the research portion, so I'm still like finding things.
Okay.
So I would
Seeing
say-
what fits you.
Yeah, and I'm just more in the research part. So I do, like I said, believe in God and have a relationship with God, but but as far as God, but as far as like the I guess the things that fall
Organized
under that.
religion.
Yeah, so it's
Organized
like,
religion.
I feel that.
It's more research because you find different things every day. Now
When you're
that,
growing.
especially when the pandemic, when everybody was in the house, you kind of started learning things, or the information started becoming more. I guess because people have more time.
More time.
Yeah.
So like the information started, coming out. So it's like, all right, let me research some stuff. 'Cause, you just want to know. I guess I like knowledge. I like to learn. So it's more so, like I said, that's why I'm in the research portion. So.
See, I grew up Catholic. Like, I actually went to St. Xavier right over the bridge in Fort Myers. I went to CCD class. I went all the way
Me too.
until I was 8th grade year.
Yeah.
I grew up in that. But then also, when I started dating a black dude from Lehigh, he took me to his family's church. They were Christian. And I loved it because Catholic, it's like
Repetitive.
morals all the time.
I
And
can-
it's so long. And I just
I
waited
can
for the bread that they
recite-
would give you.
I
I'm
can
like, can I get
recite
two?
mass
Can I get
verbatim.
Yeah, after
Yes.
I've been sitting there forever, one little piece of bread and a little sip of wine ain't enough for me. I need desserts. I need
Not
lunch.
not only that,
What else
but
y'all got
and I'm gonna get a whole bunch of slack from my family because half of my family is still Catholic. However, I grew up Catholic. I did my first communion. I did catechism. I did everything. I remember dragging my kids to go to mass. And then I was at a point in my life where I was like super depressed and I was searching for something and I didn't know what it was, what I was searching for. And my mom took me to a church retreat, a Catholic church retreat, a silent retreat.
Oh, hell no.
You would die.
We gotta be silent.
I could never.
You could not speak
Nah.
the whole weekend.
So y'all became nuns.
Well, wait.
A
So
whole weekend.
a whole weekend. You go in on Friday, you come out on Monday. And it was a silent retreat where you just like, the only time that you were able to speak was during confession.
Oh.
I'm confessing everything by then. I haven't talked for 24 hours.
So imagine my devastation when I went to confession and I was like, okay, so in this retreat, I'm going to find what it is that I'm looking for. And I was like, okay, I'm going to confess and I'm going to feel this, new life beginning thing, right? I don't know what I was looking for, but I confessed, and this man told me that there was no amount of Hail Marys or Our Fathers that I can pray that will grant me forgiveness.
Damn.
That was the end of my relationship with Catholic Church.
Shit, you know what mine was? I went to a church on Del Prado. It was a Spanish church. I was trying to support my Hispanics. I don't even speak Spanish all the way.
Oh, I
but
can't do
I
that.
decided to go just randomly. Some days I just I want to go to church.
Yeah.
It's not an everyday thing with me. I don't think I should have to go every day to praise God or going to
I praise
things
God
on
in my
Tuesday
house.
night. Exactly.
I praise
can
God
praise
in
it
my car.
So, but
Yes.
in Catholic, when you grow up Catholic, it's every Sunday.
Every
when you have
Sunday.
church studies and all this stuff. So I went to the Spanish church and they were Catholic. I remember the man saying, "Give me money, God will save you." And I watched a little old lady next to me dig out change, and she had 3 pennies. And to her, that was a lot of money. That's all she had.
That's all she
But
had.
while this man's driving a Mercedes-Benz, got a full car, a house paid, no, it is wrong. That was the last time I ever went into a church. And my son loves church. There's a church across the street from my mom's
like
house.
when I was growing up, because I'm mixed, so we went to a Christian church, and was Sunday Bible school service
All day.
Wednesdays, and it was just like, okay, this is what we're doing, and then it was just like as I got older and started to want to explore and be a teen, and then it was just like, you can't go to church and still want to live a life
A worldly
of
life.
sin,
You
where
can't listen to secular music.
Yes. And then it's just
Can't
like,
drink,
if for
can't
that
drink,
for
can't
me,
smoke.
it was like, okay, then it's not for me.
Sex is for
I'm
procreation.
like, I can't do what? I like that stuff, though.
I think
Like it a lot. What do
listen.
you-
All I know is that my God is a God that gives me free will. However, is a non-judgmental God, and it's a gracious God and a loving God. And as long as I'm out here giving love and being my true self and not hurting anybody purposefully, I'm
I
good.
feel like I believe in every religion because every religion is
Yeah.
all very similar
Yes.
if you really pay attention
Yes.
to it. We just praise to something different, either a
Different.
saint, to a god, to
It's
this
just a
or that.
different belief.
When I went to Thailand is when I changed dramatically. My ratchet ways, the way I talk to people, the way I spoke into existence, negative, positive, manifestation.
Yeah.
Because I believe in reincarnation. I believe there's not just this. There's not just heaven and earth either. Like I've seen personally weird shit happen. And I know there's a limbo to stuff too, and there's still like energies around us, and
Yeah.
that we're just in our bodies at that point. So that's part of Buddhism too.
Yeah.
So it just opened my mind to show us that it's not something we're connected to. We have to be like next to somebody 24/7. You have to be in happiness of that moment.
Yeah.
You don't think about the past. You don't think about the future. It's just where you stand at that time. And they live so happy. Little
Yeah.
Buddhas walking around town, enjoying
Half
life.
naked.
I never seen them argue the whole time
In
I
a
was
bad
in
mood.
Thailand. Never. They were just happy with being there. And
Nice.
that's what I believe in. It's just
Happy of
life.
having life.
Yes. Like we are pleased. Like tomorrow actually makes rest in peace to my baby. I lost my friend Bree 3 years ago tomorrow. And she died of an overdose on fentanyl, which is really big in this city and not enough
Very
people
big.
talk about it.
Yeah.
A lot of people are losing friends and families.
Yes.
And families try to hold that back, like, oh, don't tell them why he died or why she
You
died.
have to
But
talk
we have
about
to
it.
talk because we can help somebody else out. My friend that just walked in here earlier, she lost her husband 2 years ago to fentanyl, and he was given a pill of his tooth, and it was fentanyl laced, and she woke up to her husband dead next to him.
Wow.
So it's a lot of stuff that's changed, and it's I believe that we just really have to appreciate the time that we do have here, because you never know what could ever happen.
Exactly.
And I feel like religion has definitely stopped that from people. Like, it's more judgmental than anything, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
I have a baptism story. I don't know if I should tell y'all my baptism story.
Go
Why, you
ahead.
got drowned?
Okay, it's worse than
So
what
that
you think.
means he got drowned.
Okay, so this is gonna sound bad, and it's like a church story, so it's gonna sound like I've never told anybody this story. Well, I
Ooh,
told like my friends.
I like
on the Parlor.
exclusives.
My kids were there; they saw it. But-
Okay.
So, 2014, like, cause I've been on this like journey of self for a little while, but I think like 2014, the person that I was with at the time, they were very heavy into church. Like, they went to church every time it was open. So with me being with them, I was like, you know what?
Let me
Let me
support.
try
Let
it.
me just see what's going on. So I'm in church, and something was like, get baptized. And I'm like, okay, maybe this is the spirit. Or this is
Ooh.
what I need. I felt that, right? So then that's when it went bad, because they were like, and that's when it went bad. Because it's me, so it's never anything normal. So they were like, hey, get this robe. And because it was like a big church, and they had like a backstage, it was an upstairs, and they was like, just get this robe, go in this room and change. They didn't tell me not to take off all my clothes. So
Oh, my God.
That was a situation.
Oh,
Shut up! You got butt booty naked?
And under the robe.
No.
Yeah, they told me after. Like,
What?
I came out and she was like, you have on, like, where's your,
Clothes.
why do you have, like, because I handed her my, why do you
So
have
all I'm
everything?
guessing
So
is that
you
you were in
took it
front of
off.
this whole congregation, soaking wet.
No, it got worse.
no, he took it off.
No, I didn't take the robe off.
It came off.
No.
I'm guessing before it even
So we
goes.
get upstairs, because they had like a little pool upstairs. Like like a
That's where you
3-foot
get
pool.
baptized.
Yeah, so he was like, hey, I'm going to dunk your head under the water, and when you come up, you're going to be speaking in tongues. And I'm like, all right, it sounds easy enough. That's my mind. So he like dunks my head under the water the first time, and he pulled it up. And he's like, are you speaking in tongues? And I was like, looking at him, I was like, I don't think so. So then he dunked it back under again. So at this point, I'm like, this guy's trying to kill me. Like,
So you came out.
so he was like, he pulled my head back up. He was like, are you speaking in tongues? And at this point, I couldn't breathe because he didn't warn me the first time. So now I'm like, no. And he dunked it back under again. So when he pulled me back out, because I started fighting it, because I was like, at this point, it's a fight for my life. So I'm like trying to get his hands off of me. And when I came back the last time, I was like, help. My kids, everybody, well, the girl that I was with was mad because she said I embarrassed her.
Oh my.
I can just.
I was like, all they seen was hands.
Did you have your dreads at the time?
Yeah.
So they
it
were
was-
just
yeah, it was
everywhere.
everywhere. I had to fight
Oh
them off.
my God.
And then like 2020, I guess they were doing a promotion for this church.
And the
And guess
picture
who
came
showed-
out.
Yeah, he was like, have you been to such and such church? And I was like, yes. You don't remember
drowned
me? So you just drowned everybody?
Oh my God.
Yeah, so.
Oh my gosh, I would
You know
die.
Did he remember you then?
Well, I showed him the picture. He still don't remember he tried to kill me. And he was like,
I don't think he really tried to kill you.
what
I
does it
can't
sound
stop
like to
snorting. I'm fucking snorting.
you? What does it sound like to you? Like,
He was trying to get
sound
the
like a
Holy
hit to me.
Spirit.
It's like, you're
Did
not
you have
making
life
it.
insurance or something? Your
Yeah,
girlfriend
I
didn't
don't
tell
know. I
you?
don't know what he knew, but he tried to come back and finish
Wait.
his job in 2000.
Do we have a recording of this so we
I
can
have
see?
pictures of
That'd
my
be-
face coming out of the pool. And
I would pay to see them.
my
Me
kids,
too.
my kids, like, they tell the story to the day, like, because my kids were there. Because I want, like, I'm going to do it in front of my kids.
So that to be an example.
Yeah, my daughter was
They're
like,
like,
I would
I'm
never.
never doing
I
this.
would
I said,
never.
baby, that's not how it normally goes. I seen it happen on YouTube. That's not how it goes.
YouTube University.
Yeah, I love YouTube University.
All right, so we're gonna start, closing things down. So you want to tell us if you have any upcoming events, if you have, where can the people reach you? Your handles.
Oh, I'm everywhere. I'm not like everywhere because I be home. But OMGITSWICKS, OMGITSWICKS. I'm on YouTube, TikTok, Twitter. I'm trying to get on Twitter. We're gonna see how it goes.
Oh, I can't do Twitter.
Twitter, yeah, it's a wow.
I can't.
I
My
thought that was
Twitter
just
account
for,
keeps
like,
getting
rich people.
hacked.
Twitter.
I
don't
thought it
even-
was just like real famous people because
I
I've never
don't even
got
have any
Twitter.
followers, and my Twitter account got hacked twice. And I'm like, what are you trying to get?
Like,
Like,
what do you want? Have it. Have
Have
it.
at
everything.
this point.
I'll make another one. But yeah, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. I'm everywhere. I'm there.
Any upcoming events?
Do I? Look, my like schedule kind of gets jumbled, and I have like a big schedule at my house because I forget.
So that's why you need a team.
No, I got a big
No.
calendar. That's my team.
He
My
said, I got a big calendar.
That's my team.
You have a big calendar that does everything that a team does? Because I need that calendar.
Yeah, I just go right on it because my biggest issue is like memory. But no, I have some TV shows in the works.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Nice.
be more out of the Tampa area, and I'm supposed to be on the news very soon. So Fox 4. So.
Nice.
Okay,
Congratulations.
nice. Thank you.
Making moves.
Yeah.
Well,
Well-
ladies, as always, it's been a pleasure.
Yes, it has.
I want to tell our followers, make sure you like, subscribe, click on that little bell button. Like I said earlier, we are looking for sponsors. If you are a women business owner out there, this podcast is for women supporting women. This is a safe, open space for women to come and talk out, and men, not
Yeah,
just
I
women,
was gonna
men
say,
and
oh,
women.
we
I said
need
we
the
take
men
it
too.
on
You
Bring on the men.
I
We
forgot I
can
was
live
here.
with them and we can't live without them. But yeah, no, we're looking for sponsors. If you're a women business owner, this is a podcast by women for women. We do have our guests, our males, but we really want to support women entrepreneurs, and we really want to have this thing grow. So that's why we ask for you guys to share, like and subscribe, because that's the only way social media works, I'm not big on social media, so I'm learning as we go. Anybody else want to say anything else?
All I know is I better see y'all there next Sunday at the Slow Down event.
Ooh,
It's
I'm
such
there.
a vibe on the
I'll be there.
19th. Yes, it's
I'll be
such a
there.
vibe with DJ Smash and also DJ
Shorty.
Shorty Doo-Wop.
Doo-wop.
And Blue, that was on our show
Yes.
last week, is performing. So that is the reason why I'm saying y'all better come through and show some love. It's all 90s old school music.
The
You-
R&B.
the
right?
R&B,
R&B,
right?
yeah.
Leather pants for that. The key sweats. I got the key
Come
sweats
out
for that.
swagged
You know
out.
what I'm saying? Leather
and,
pants.
and he said, I asked him, I was like, I felt a little undressed last time because I came in sneakers. I'm always either in sneakers or t-shirt unless I'm at a big event and I'm
Yeah,
doing my
yeah.
makeup and hair.
Mhm.
And I saw some people in dresses, and he said it's really just a vibe on a Sunday from 2 to 7. Come in whatever you want, shorts, tank tops,
I'm feeling
rags, whatever.
I'm feeling a 90s vibe.
I feel you. That's what I did last time, and I had my dunks.
Yeah.
I always got my little J's
I'm
on. Today I
feeling
got
a-
bands.
I'm feeling a 90s vibe because I want to be comfortable, because when I went out Thursday, even though I was comfortable, I would like to dance. And if I'm a dance, I want flats. I want to be comfortable and enjoy myself.
See, if I go to a Spanish club, then I'm in my high heels, guaranteed. Because I can't dance bachata in flats. I just cannot. I'm too short already. I'm 4'11", y'all. I might look 5'9", but I'm
I'm telling you,
4'11".
six-
4'11
I was gonna
club.
say 6 foot.
I appreciate
4'11
that.
club,
I appreciate
sis.
that.
4'11.
I'm 5'1", so
Fun size committee, you know?
Fun size comedian.
But
Yep.
y'all can follow me on every social sites. God,
Oh,
gotta get
yeah.
knocked out and can't talk no more. Social site is Shhmoney Curl, SHH Money Curl. If y'all need your hair slayed, you already know who the best in the city is. Follow me.
And then you can follow me at Enya Phoenix on all social media platforms. Remember that this is Parlor Talk, I forgot the damn slogan. Oh, wait, I got it.
She created it. Wait, she
got it.
created it.
She created it.
and forgot
All right.
it.
Yeah,
All right, go
I know,
ahead.
It's a Monday.
And we
It's a
don't
Monday.
edit. We just roll with the punches,
So
because
you
that's
gonna
what
be seeing
women
me
do.
fuck up.
That's all
This
right,
is
though.
Parlor Talk, the conversation behind the hair.
Go
Yeah.
ahead, girl.
Ooh,
There you go.
There we go. We got it.
Oh, yes, girl. All right, guys. We will see you next week. Please follow us, like, subscribe. We're out.
We out, son. Dun, 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 dun. I'll put the after music on. Well, I appreciate you coming through.